Hi, my name is Kirstin. I'm the field site manager at the UCSC farm, and I'm going to talk to you today about strawberry bed preparation and planting. So, strawberry bed preparation is different from other types of bed preparation that we do for our annual crops. In particular, there are just a number of different considerations that we are thinking about. For one, strawberries are a crop that is in the ground for almost a year. So that is different from our various other annual vegetable crops that really are in the ground for months at a time. We plant our strawberries in November, and then typically we are harvesting off of them through the spring following summer, and we're not going to pull them out of the ground until the following November. So that particular consideration really makes us think a lot about weed management and how we're going to manage weeds for that length of time. Additionally, we are concerned with the perishability of the strawberry, and so we have to take steps in order to ensure that that strawberry makes it from the field to the market and actually has a decent shelf life. And also we're conscious of the fact that folks are harvesting off of these beds for multiple times a week for long periods of time, and so we really want to take care of people's bodies as well, so that all of that gets factored in when we are making decisions about how to prepare these beds. Okay, so when we're looking at a piece of ground like this and getting ready to prepare it for strawberry planting, typically the first thing we'll do is sow a cover crop in the summertime in August. Typically that will be Sudan grass, which is a drought-tolerant, heat-tolerant crop that grows well for us that time of year. We grow that to maturity, then we'll come through and we'll flail mow it. After we flail mow it, we come through and with the spader, and we till in that chopped up cover crop. The spader has the benefit of giving us really good deep tillage, and also it mixes the cover crop in very well, and we have very nice tilth for which to come through then with our strawberry bed shaper and pull these beds. So the bed shaper is mounted with shovels on the front that really allows us to dig these deep furrows and mound a lot of soil on to make a tall bed. And then it comes through and kind of tamps down the bed into this trapezoidal shape that we'll plant into. So the next thing we do is we will lay irrigation tape down. We use this T-tape or drip tape is it's sometimes referred to. We lay this on the bed top, and this will be how we do our irrigation delivery for the rest of the season. The drip tape has the benefit of really putting the water exactly where we need it in the root zone of the plant, and so that we can really make sure that we are giving the strawberries consistent water throughout the season. The next thing we'll do is come through and roll this plastic on top of the beds, and we tack it on the sides with little staples, and then that's what we plant into. There are a number of reasons why we use the plastic. One of them is to mulch the bed tops against weed growth. If you look around in this field right now, you can see that there is a fair amount of weed growth that happens over the winter time, in particular when during rainy season, even in a low rain year like this year, we have a lot of weed growth, and we would be constantly weeding these bed tops if we didn't have this plastic on top. And we really would be weeding the bed tops all year long, because even in the absence of rain, we are irrigating the bed tops. So this really allows us to spend less time on weed management. We still need to do weed management in the furrows, but we don't have to worry about the weed management in the bed top and competition with the strawberry plants. Additionally, the plastic will warm up the soil and help us to get more vigorous plant growth and fruit and flowering. And it also will, the mulching of the plastic will hold in moisture and can help us with water conservation and really allowing again for those strawberries to get consistent water, and really just kind of maintaining a moist environment underneath the plastic is important. The last reason that we have the plastic is really for the perishability of the strawberry. And when that strawberry sits on bare soil or in water, it breaks down really quickly and rots. The plastic really protects the strawberry from that happening, gives us a longer window of time that we can come in and harvest it for, and allows us to market strawberries that are of higher quality. All right, so the reason that the plants are grown out in high elevation nurseries is so that they get the appropriate chill hours before plant out. And so chill hours are referred to in strawberries as the number of hours between 28 degrees and 45 degrees. And so each variety of strawberry needs to get a certain number of chill hours in order to have the appropriate vigor to grow. So essentially the chill hours, what they do for the plant is they allow the internal processes to happen that then allow the plant to go through the regular steps after it comes out, growth steps after coming out of dormancy. So typically the way we are concerned about this is in thinking about the vigor of the plant. And so typically, the more chill hours a plant gets, the more vigor it will have upon planting, and the less chill hours will translate to less vigor. So we are really looking to find that sweet spot between enough vigor to provide good vegetative growth in the plant, and also really to aid it in making it through the process of being dug up, transported, and transplanted again. We want that plant to have some vigor to go through that process. And then, but we don't want to have so much vigor that then the plant is putting so much of its energy into vegetative growth and not as much into fruiting. So we're really finding that spot between those 2 points where we have a good, robust vegetative plant that also has optimal fruiting and flowering over the course of the season. So this is the strawberry crown. This is essentially the transplant that we put in the ground in the fall. And this comes to us from high elevation nurseries. This is a plant that was grown from what is referred to as a mother plant that put out stolons that rooted in the ground. And those are grown out and then harvested to be our transplants. This is an asexual process. The plants are dug up as full strawberry plants. The leaves are chopped off. The roots are, the dirt is shaken out of the roots. They're dried and then packed into boxes. Not fully dried, but dried and packed into boxes. And they look just like this when we get them to plant them. The reason that we mound our strawberry beds are multiple reasons. We like to mound the beds in order to have good drainage for our strawberry root systems, and they don't like to sit in lots of moisture. And the high beds allow for good pore space in the soil, which translates into good drainage for our irrigation. Additionally, we mound the beds tall for ease of harvest and allowing us to kind of go through day after day with our regular biweekly harvests and preserve our bodies in the process. We're not having to bend down quite as far as we do with some of our other crops. So I'm going to demonstrate how we actually transplant our strawberries. If you look at this field, you can tell that these have been growing for a number of months, all the strawberries around me. So this is just for demonstration purposes. But we will typically plant directly into the plastic using this special strawberry planting tool. And this allows us to create as small a hole as possible in the plastic so we don't have a lot of weed growth around the plant. In order to plant the strawberry crown, I'm going to line up the strawberry planting tool with the base of the roots. I'm going to push that into the soil. It's going to pull that plant down, And then I'll pull out the tool. I'll tamp some soil a little bit around the base of that crown, being sure that the growth tip is exposed. And then once we've planted our whole field, we irrigate it in and let them grow. All right, so hopefully you've learned a few things about strawberries and the best practices that we employ here on the farm for the production of plants, and really look forward to eating these tasty strawberries over the coming season.